Hi, I'm Eric Madis from JamPlay.com, and I'm very pleased today to be here teaching you blues guitar. We're going to cover in my series a variety of different styles of blues guitar, and everything from country blues to urban blues, and maybe even some swing jazz blues. And what I would like to do is start off with a series that begins with the country blues, and that fits also into an urban blues type of nature. And that is, I'd like to start you off in the key of E and doing some open shuffles and things like that, and working on some ideas that can work not only in the country blues vein, but also in the city blues vein. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at a shuffle. Now, a shuffle is a tune that basically has a walking type of sound, rhythm to it. Da-dum, 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 like you're walking along a railroad track. So a shuffle can be like this, as popularized by Jimmy Reed, this type of thing. Or you can alternate the notes. Or it could be like this. Or it could be any number of different things. You could even have kind of a sliding sound. But underneath it all, it lies that 4/4 time where you have that walking sound. So what I'd like to start with now is a Jimmy Reed style of shuffle. And this is one that everybody's heard and everyone can relate to. Now, the thing that you want to do in a Jimmy Reed style shuffle is you're going to be playing in the key of E, but you're not going to actually be playing E major chords. You're actually going to be playing what looks like an E minor chord. Now, most guitar players would know this E minor chord. But in this case, what you're going to do is put your index finger down in between the 5th and 4th strings there at the 2nd fret, which is essentially where you would fret an E minor chord. However, because of the angle of the hand at this and the fact that you're holding the finger down, pressing this down, the rest of the finger pretty much mutes the other strings on the guitar, particularly the 3rd string, which is where the 3rd would be located, which is the note that would make it an E minor. So in this case, it's not really E minor and it's not really E major. It's actually what we call a fifths. It's almost like a power chord. And maybe it's the original power chord for all we know. But in any case, with this particular type of chording, we can get this EBE note setup, which sounds standard blues, without being strictly major, without being minor, without really even being dominant. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at how we can accomplish this with our right hand also. The right hand, of course, what you want to do is open your hand if you can. Instead of holding it and strumming like this, hold your hand a little closer down to the top of the guitar. In other words, allow your hand to relax. And that way you can regulate the amount of space that you have between the guitar and your pick. And that way you don't have to think so much about your hand floating around. So as we get our hand close in, we're going to be doing all down strokes. Now the sound you're going to have is going to be continuous like this. And if we do that with a chord, we have this. Now, if you notice also, I'm muting a little bit. Now, it's not always necessary to do that, particularly if you're playing like a Strat or a Tele or something like that. You might want that more real bright sound, but with a lot of humbucker pickups, you're going to end up with a lot of bass end. So I mute a little bit to give it that rhythmic sound. Now, in terms of the left hand technique, we're going to hold the index finger down here at the 2nd fret. And what we're going to do is we're going to also fret at the 4th string with our ring finger. And we're going to fret at the 5th fret with our little finger. And in doing this, we're going to be able to do 2 beats on each position. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. So it sounds like this. Now you may have noticed I did that 4 times, and that's because we're doing a 12-bar blues. The first 4 bars are the 1 chord or the E chord, and they will be the ones that will be the chord that you will want to play for 4 bars, and then we're going to bring our index finger over to the next string. In other words, we're going to move it between the 4th and the 3rd string, and this functions much the same way that the E chord did, except this will give us our A chord. Now this is neither an A major nor an A minor. Again, it's A, E, A are the notes, and so it's just a 5th. It's a power chord in a sense. And in this case, we're going to be strumming the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Just exactly the same way that we did when we were playing an E. Just like this. We'll do that 2 times. Okay, now for the B chord, we're going to, in the case of this song, we're going to come on up to the 7th fret, and we're going to make a barred 7th chord. So what we're going to do is make a regular barred B chord here, take the little finger off here on the 4th string so that we end up with a 7th here. So this is a B 7th chord, and we will get a shuffling sound with our little finger 2 frets above our ring finger on the 5th string, like this. And again, it's that same thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll do 1 measure of that, 1 measure of the A, and then we're going to hit the low E string, and we're going to play a turnaround. Okay?